want to welcome you to another episode of the Warzone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in. Without you guys, I wouldn't have a show, so it's very important for me to always thank you for taking the time out to tune in. I know I'm coming in a little late. Had a TEA informational session, takeover meeting at Delmar Fieldhouse, and it was the typical meeting. I think it went better than the other two before that. There's one more meeting tomorrow, but I mean, I'm coming because I sat through this meeting and I heard a bunch of inconsistencies. I heard a lot of people that have a lot of different questions. There was some great questions asked tonight, but the information that's been pumping out in regards to this takeover, then they're not being totally honest. I can tell you that now, man. They're not being totally honest. And to ignore the elephant in the room, that's a problem for me. I even had people coming to me when I got through, at the end of the night when it was over and asking me not to speak. And I'm like, why shouldn't I speak? I don't agree with the narrative that's being spent. I don't agree with misinformation. And that in itself sets me on fire. And we're going to talk about it a little bit tonight. People want to say, well, HISD has a B rating. Why do this now? Why not? It's not just about failing and passing. It's about corruption. It's about folks being indicted by the feds. It's about walking quorums. It's about a COO that was corrupt. It's a lot of things. It's about trustees, squeezing vendors out of money, folks using their influence to get family members hired, and all. It's just a lot. But, the thing about it is we don't want to talk about the truth. We don't want to tell the truth. I'm a guy, you see my Vote for Gary Monroe shirt on. And that's the shirts that I had made when I ran for the school board. So I love the democratic process. I love being able to vote. I love being able to run for the office I want to run for. So I don't want you to ever think that don't want democracy to come into play in anything that we do. That I definitely want democracy, but I want the truth. And the truth of the matter is HISD is a horrible school district. It's a horrible school district, no matter what you try to say. And like I said tonight when I spoke, that there were tons of people in that room that I've never seen a day in my life. Where were all these people when little girls were being raped? When being forced to do oral sex on cops, and kids were being beat up by gang members, and multiple guns being found on our campuses, and nobody's doing anything. Where were all those voices then? When you want to hold Marath and the governor, you want to hold them accountable, which you should, but you don't want to hold the people accountable that created the problem. When are you going to call them out? When are you going to tell the truth about these people? When are you going to tell the truth that the bill was written in 2015? You've had 4 legislative sessions since 2015. Why didn't the politicians try to repeal the bill? Why didn't they try to write new legislation? Because they never thought it would happen. They never thought TEA would do it. And the bill would have never had to have been written in the first place if they would have done what they needed to do to stop schools from failing. We live by laws every single day. You can't run a stop sign. If you run a stop sign, there's consequences. So when you do all the things that these people have done, then you think because you now have a B rating that there should be no consequences for your actions. And a lot of the people that's standing up in front of these cameras, you supported the failed board members, the board members that created these problems, some of these problems. You supported them with your organizations, with your money, with your volunteers, but you don't want to call them out now. Well, guess what? You can't get to a solution until you acknowledge the root of the problem. And some of y'all are still working covertly to try to get your friends appointed to a board of managers so that you can do what you want to do. Is that really caring about kids? No. Today, I spent my day in a school trying to help a school. Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to say, well, I'll cut the grass? Different things like that. And nobody has a plan to stop the children from failing. TEA says they have a plan. They haven't given you any dynamics to it. How that would work. But let's talk about the ones who have control at the moment. What's their plan? I saw the stuff for the budget they want to pass. Without TEA, the budget they're trying to pass would close tons of schools. Are you prepared for school closures? Especially y'all that think it don't pertain to y'all. Especially y'all that think this ain't going to affect me. Are you prepared for school closures? But you don't want to call out and hold accountable the people that did it. The black people in the audience. When are you going to hold Rhonda Skilling Jones accountable? When are you going to hold those trustees that were there prior to this accountable for what they did? And they did it and they moved on and said, the hell with you and the hell with your children. So now you put the Texas Education Agency in a situation where they are going to do their job. You spent 3 meetings just blowing the hell up, and I get it. I respect your gangster on that. But at the same time, what's the plan to fix failing education? Well, the plan can't be to appoint 9 people that don't know what the hell going on in the schools. How can you make a decision on what's best for James Madison High School if you've never been there? How can you tell us what we need to do at Albert Thomas and you've never been there? I don't care what experience you think you have, but until you walk these schools and understand what a day is like in the life of a teacher or a kid or an administrator, you will fail. I listened to multiple people try to say that Superintendent House is doing such an excellent job. That's bullshit, and you know it. This man is not doing a good job, man. This man is not doing a good job. And the same people that's standing in front of those cameras saying no takeover, TEA gotta go, are the same people that said close Wheatley, the hell with Wheatley. Y'all don't know what y'all want to do, man. You don't know what you want to do. You don't know how to get it done. You don't know what needs to be done. You just know that you don't want to lose your ability to be able to select your elected officials. Well, he's not answering our questions. The House never answers them either. I just said in multiple board meetings where this man could not answer one question. But do you want to hold him accountable? No, you won't. And you never have. So why would you want to hold TEA accountable? They won't let us speak at the meetings. Well, they don't let you speak at a board meeting. You'll drive all the way over there to get 1 minute, and they're going to hold you to it. 1 stinking minute, 60 seconds is all we get 98% of the time. But nobody saw the need to jam up the board members and say, look, you need to at least give us 3 to 4 minutes to speak. Come on, man. This is not rocket science. This is a money thing. It's money on both sides of the table. You saying it's about money with TEA? Okay. I'm saying it's about money with the people that want to keep the board intact. I'm saying it's about a $5.5 billion bond that they want to pass that don't have shit to do with your kids. How are you going to pass a $5 billion bond for schools that you don't even know are going to be open? Why would you rebuild schools that you don't even know is going to be open? Because that bond represents contracts. Somebody's got to get the contract to do the roof on the school. Somebody got to get the contract to design the schools. This is all about money. And the pot is calling the kettle black. But to sit in there and look and listen to so many misinformed people, it's unbelievable. For 14 years, I've given it to you. Standing on my feet to laying in my hospital bed, I left it on the floor. And I've not seen 98% of you people even speak in a board meeting. You never gave a damn about these children. And now everything is about the kids. The teachers union is about the kids. But never gave a damn about them. Not the whole time I've been in the game. The NAACP, God bless Dr. Carolyn Evans Shabazz, because when she was over the educational committee, she was the chair. We used to go neck and neck to these schools and battle for these kids. I'm not saying that's the whole NAACP. I said that's Dr. Carolyn Evans Shabazz. Houston Teachers United says it's about money. Let's put their comment up. It's about money. That doesn't want the union, that doesn't want to lose exclusive contract. Who wants to lose a monopoly? I totally agree. And if y'all don't understand what that means, they have a monthly consultation they do. And let's say 6 of us had teacher unions. Well, we would all go sit in this consultation to discuss the best things in regards to those unions. Well, HFT has monopolized the game. They're the only one that can go into consultation. So they get to set the rules and the parameters for all the unions, which is crazy. How do you do that? But if they come in with a board of managers, that's gone. That is gone. They're not going to do that. They stand to lose a lot of money. If you give a damn about these kids, you're going to stop what you're doing. You're going to start using rational thinking. Because honestly, you can't stop the takeover. So you're going to keep spinning your wheels? Or are we going to come up with some real solutions in order to help these kids, man? I don't hear nobody talking about helping these kids, man. Where that's at? I can hear everything else in these meetings. But can't nobody tell me if a kid reading on the 3rd grade level, how in the hell they passing the STAR test in the 12th grade and they read on the 3rd grade level? And if they reading on the 3rd grade level in the 12th grade, what are we going to do to help them? Nobody is saying anything in regards to that. My question now becomes, on both sides of the ball, is this really about kids? Or is this just about money, man? Everybody want to get their hand in the money pot. And the Delgado young man from TEA, God bless him, dog. I couldn't do your job at the moment. You are a certified punching bag. And the thing about it is, if somebody has a problem with anything that's going on with TEA, Delgado ain't the one that pushed the button. He's the messenger. He's just here to deliver the message. If you don't like the fact that the mailman is throwing your mail on the porch instead of putting it in your box, you call his boss. Why won't these people do what they know they're supposed to do? They can't. They can't. I just watching tonight. I kind of just sat back and I just watched. Will there be a board of managers? Yes, there will be. Can you stop it? No, you cannot. Not with what you're doing. Standing in front of a stadium, with a makeshift microphone and sounding muffled is not going to stop it. It's not going to stop it. But until somebody realistically says what can be done, then everything else is a waste of time. Everything else is a waste of time. You're spinning your wheels. But some of y'all like doing that. Some of these people like being in front of cameras and taking a bunch of pictures. Ain't none of that shit gonna fix nothing right now. None of it is going to fix anything. But I give you credit. But never, I don't care who you are, think that you can control me. Never think that you can stop me from saying what's on my mind. Because I'm going to tell the truth. And the truth of the matter is, HISD has been failing these children for 30 to 40 years. And unless you want to acknowledge that, you want to call out Dutton, but you ain't calling out the ones that voted for the bill. You ain't calling out the union that supported the bill. But you want to call out Dutton and the TEA commissioner. The TEA commissioner ain't get caught by the feds. The TEA commissioner wasn't pulling no scams with no contracts. That's what these people were doing that you're protecting. The same way y'all protected these people that were molesting these children on these campuses. Because you didn't want to call them out because you supported them. God be with all of y'all. The only people I care about is the kids right now. That's it. Because they're finna go through pure hell. While everybody else is arguing and fighting, these kids are about to go through it. But the OG gonna be there for them. I'm gonna always be there for them. Because that's the way it's supposed to be. You got one more meeting. And I'm pretty sure they'll have additional meetings, but they just set up these 4. So what you gonna do tomorrow night? You gonna get in front of the microphone and do the same goddamn thing? Or maybe you can come with some solutions. But if you don't, welcome to the life of a TEA intervention or takeover or whatever they want to call it. But what you can't do is think that these people can steal millions of dollars and there's no consequences for their actions. There is consequences, and they're dealing with their karma right now. They're dealing with it, and they should. And anybody that gets up in a room full of people and celebrates Millard House, Man, I'm going to correct your ass on the spot. I'm going to correct you on the spot. This man is trash. He's not about children. He could care less about your kids because he'll pack his family up and move to the next town. And then we're left with the carnage as usual. It is what it is. I'm not going to hold you good people no longer than I have to. I just needed to get something off my chest. I'll see you tomorrow night. Cashmere High School, 6:30. It's the Warzone. And I'm the 5-star general.